Hi, everyone. As you may know, in July of 2018, some of my hypnosis clients, while in hypnosis, began to channel. Today, 29 months later, there are 29 of these channelers, and in this podcast, I will be introducing Joanna Alexopoulos. Joanna has been channeling for some time as an automatic writer and has produced a book, Awaken to Your Truth, The Time Is Now. This book is available on Amazon, and it has received a large number of glowing reviews. Recently, Joanna started channeling orally with the Pleiadians, and in this podcast, I will be asking Joanna a couple of questions about herself. She will then go into the altered state of consciousness where she can connect with the Pleiadians, and I will then direct some questions to them. So Joanna, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Peter. So excited to be here with you.
Good. Joanna, I'm sure our audience would like to know a little about you. Do you mind just spending a couple minutes and tell us a little of your background, kind of where you grew up and jobs you've had, things like that?
Sure, Peter. I grew up in St. Catharines, and I am of Greek descent. I came to Canada when I was 3.5 years old, and I grew up in a home where it was a beautiful environment, comfortable environment, however, very restrictive. So I was not allowed to do certain things because I was a girl, and how are people going to see me and my family if I do things that are not in the norm of the way things should be done in their view. So I was very much restricted to do what I really wanted to do. I just didn't feel like I fit in. And in my own way, I did what I wanted to do. And that was by moving out of the city. And I went to university outside of the city. I came to Toronto, and then after that, after a year, I went to Greece. So I was just spreading my wings and exploring life in that way. And then back to St. Catharines, and I became a teacher after university. I got my teaching certificate, and then I got a job as a teacher, and I just fell into my own because I just absolutely love teaching and serving and helping people. And I was helping kids that came from countries that were not so fortunate as ours, and it was just great. Gave me great pleasure to be of service to help these people in such a big way. So I just loved my job. I was teaching English as a second language students, and now I'm retired, and I wrote a book, and that's where I'm at right now.
Good. Well, thank you. Joanna, you've been channeling in a couple of different ways, at least over the years. I know you've channeled as sort of an automatic writer, and you've produced a book, a really good one, I must say. And you are also channeling orally now. And I'm wondering, how has channeling affected your life?
Well, Peter's channeling started with me way back in 2012 when my spirit guides came through, and that was through automatic writing. And I've been journal writing with them, asking them questions back and forth for many years, and then they lovingly paved the way for me to open up to higher realms of consciousness. And then my book came out through the energy of ascended masters, and they are of the 9th dimension. And through writing, I'm also channeling angels. And of course, there are times that I have channeled loved ones, like my parents have come through, but I haven't done much of that. But I mean, once you're open to the spirit world, anything, any connection is possible. So I have to say that it has been a beautiful experience, and it has changed me in a very big way, in that I know that we're not alone, and the support that we really need is there. All we have to do is open and welcome them in, and they'll show us a sign that we can understand, and I think they give us a lot of hope, and that's what I really want to relay, that we're not separate from them. There is no separation between our world and their world. And I have to say that I live my life like as the observer, and I'm very much at peace with my life, and everything that happens, I know happens for a reason, and every challenge that comes to us is a challenge for us to observe and to learn and to grow through the experiences that we have. And we are here to not only experience the good and the bad, but also the the good and the good, but also the bad and the happy and also the sad. So it's both polarities, and we have to experience it all, and that's why we're here. So yeah, I'm well aware of that, and I think it's important to know that, and so that you're open to all the challenges and you're not just negating them and stopping from living your life fully, knowing that the challenges are there to for you to become your best self.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. I understand recently you've been channeling the Pleiadians. Is that correct?
Yes, the Pleiadians came through. Actually, I started channeling. That was one of my desires, to channel using my voice, because I honestly was getting tired of writing, and I've been writing for many years, and my wrist is sore. So I'm like, okay, it's time now that I use my voice instead. And I have channeled on my own, Peter, and I have channeled the masters, who were the ones that came through from my book, using my voice. So I proved it to myself that, you know what, I could do this, because I had this fear and inhibition. And then you came along, and because I still need that support, I think I need that support from someone to encourage me that, yeah, you can, just keep going and keep practicing, and you can do this, and you're that for me. So it's really a blessing that you came into my life. And yes, with your assistance, the Pleiadians came through, which was wonderful.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. Well, perhaps at this time it would be appropriate for you to do whatever it is you do to bring them through, and I'll have a word or two with them, and then we'll have you come back again.
Okay, sounds good, Peter.
Well, welcome to the podcast. I understand you are the Pleiadians, and would you please just give us a little background on yourself? Who are the Pleiadians, and why are you here?
We are the Pleiadians, and we are here to observe your species and to help you to better yourselves. We are here because we wish to help you. We are of the sixth dimension, and we are evolved, more evolved than you. Obviously, as you know, you can only evolve to the fifth dimension while in physicality. We are here in physical form as well as a non-physical form, and we are with you, experiencing with you and showing you the way. We wish to help your species evolve, and this is the time that it is of great importance in your history to do that. And we are wanting so much for you to know yourselves and your truth and the beauty of who you are, as you are beautiful ones, dear ones, and you have forgotten that you are that connection to source, and you must return yourselves to source so that you can save yourselves on your planet, because you are not in a very peaceful state at this time, and your creations are creating much chaos in your world.
In helping us to evolve, what changes would that entail for us humans?
You need to return to the balance of who you really are, and that you need to live through the compassion of who you are made of. And this is what is so very important for you to understand, that firstly and foremostly, you are souls, dear ones. You are souls. This is who you are. And you are not your mind. And the mind that you have, you can utilize to help you to plan things and to move you into new directions in your lives. But you are more than just that mind of yours, that you have believed that you are only that. And when you are creating from your mind, you are not creating from the love and the compassion and the beauty of who you are. So we are here to bring you to that realization, to return to that love that you essentially are, so that you can be the great manifestors that you are, and to manifest in a beautiful way, to bring that balance back to your planet.
I can imagine that most humans don't know that they are, in essence, a soul. And I'm wondering, can you elaborate on just exactly what a soul is?
Well, a soul is the essence, the connection that you are to God, to the source, to the eternal. So you are to the consciousness, to the highest of highest consciousness, that is, to the all-knowing, whatever you wish to call. You're the great one. The soul, you are a very small part of that greatness, and you are all united in this way. So you need to understand that this is the essence, the pure essence of who you are, the soul. The divine, the divinity that is within you is who you really are. You are divine beings, sovereign beings. And this is what you have yet to understand, many of you. But you are coming into this knowingness now with the support that you're getting from above. And we're offering you this support. And there are so many that are doing this at this time to help you, to support you in your process of growth and development.
Now, how are you doing this assistance? Are you working through humans, or are you in some public way announcing these things? What's going on?
Yes, Peter, there are seeds of operations happening right now. I'm planting seeds of incentive and inspiration and incentive in which way to move forward. And there are higher frequency activations and downloads offered to you now, in the minds of those most open. And this is offered and this is creating shifts in consciousness as we speak. So there is much support. Like I said, light beings are coming down in great energetic frequency at this time to support you and to lift you from that darkness that you are living in. And you must understand that this is happening, and because this is indeed happening, and it is lifting the darkness that is has been on your planet for a very long time.
So if I understand this, you and other off-Earth beings are helping us acquire new frequencies or higher vibrations that are lifting us out of this darkness and helping us take this sort of evolutionary step forward. Have I got that approximately right?
Yes, this is exactly what is happening. And as you can see through the media and through whatever is happening in your governments and all your institutions, there is great change that is happening because of this. Because you're getting so much support, divine support, that in helping you to see things differently and helping you to view life differently. And certainly this pandemic has greatly achieved this, and it is achieving this in helping you to stop and reflect and open your minds and open your hearts, to allow this newfound energy to come in within you and to lift you out of your darkness and to show you the way.
Mm-hmm. Would there be a singular piece of advice that you would have for humanity so that we are working along with you, so to speak, and making this evolutionary step happen very effectively?
The first and foremost thing to do is to take responsibility for where you are now and to understand that you are not the negativity that you are living in. To take responsibility and to accept what is, and to accept it with completeness and courage in moving forward, and to open your minds to, and this is the way to open your minds to greatness, to the greatness of who you are. When you open your minds and you allow the information to come through the higher frequencies to download themselves into you and to settle within you, when you are in that state of allowance and acceptance of where you are now, then you will definitely be feeling these upgrades and feeling them and activating the truth that is within you at a very, very prominent and delightful way. So I just think that what it is that you need to do is to remember that you are the peace and love that is within you, and this is what you are returning to, and to be in a state of allowance by being in taking the responsibility for where you are and accepting what is in your life at this time, and allowing all to move in a more gentler way. And you are being helped to do that by stepping aside and reflecting, as you have been because of the pandemic, because you are in this place of non-doing. You are able to do that and to open your minds a little bit for more, and to see things in a different light, and to accept it, and when you are in a more relaxed state and you're at home and you're not being busy as you were before, then you can internalize and adapt to these higher frequencies more easily. So yes, do that. Just know that this is happening. Just know that all of this is coming through for you, and just be in a more accepting place and an allowance of what is coming through to come and settle within you. So rest more, drink more water, eat higher vibrational foods, make better choices in how you're living and what you're doing. Respond more than react, and meditate. People meditate because that helps you to accelerate your process of inner growth.
Yes. The other thing that has occurred to me about slowing down is it's giving us the opportunity to analyze what we're being told by so many people, governments, corporations, etc., and really come to our own conclusions about what's true and what isn't. I think the slowing down is really key, and I appreciate you outlining many aspects of it and some of the benefits that can come from it. Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And there's a definite divine reason why this is happening, and people have to understand that it is meant to be. What is happening in your world right now is meant to be. It is meant to be because this is the only way that your entire species can return to the balance of what is needed. We're living your lives in not a balanced state. You were very busy in your lives, and you had lost touch with who you really are, and this was creating much dysfunction in your world, in all aspects of your world. And so now you are returning to that, to the love of who you are, and you have so much hope and so much promise in your lives and moving forward as you are evolving into higher consciousness, and more open you are, the more you will receive.
Well, that's a very comforting message, and I really appreciate it very much. I know that Joanna is very keen to produce some videos. She's already channeled one book. There may be others coming, but every time I ask you a question, I think about half dozen more occur to me to ask. But time has run out on us, unfortunately. So I want to say to you, thank you very much for being here on this podcast, and we look forward to a lot more input from you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Amen.
Joanna, welcome back. How are you feeling?
Thank you, Peter. Feeling very relaxed. Thank you.
Yeah, usually when people do channel, they seem to calm down, you might say. Would you concur with that?
Yes, absolutely. It's just such a beautiful, peaceful experience.
Good. Well, we have to wrap up here, and I'm wondering now, if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
I do have a website, Peter, and I'm on social media, Facebook and Instagram and all, but I'll tell you, my website is www.awakentoyourtruth, with dashes in between each word. So it's awaken-to-your-truth.com. And in my website, you will find my phone number and my social media links. So that's the best place, yes.
Good. Well, thank you for that. And thank you very much for being on the podcast today.
Well, thank you, Peter. Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure to be with you.
Well, folks, that's our podcast for today. If you enjoyed it and would like to listen to or download some others, you can do so by going to my website at www.peterhdennis.com and clicking on the channeling tab. Once there, scroll down to the channeler of your choice and click on the name or photo. A final point. I have recently started a Facebook group entitled The Channeling Connection. It's a group for channelers, for those curious about channeling, and for those who may want to become a channeler. Check it out. Join if you'd like. Ask a question, or if you have an opinion, contribute to the discussion. Well, that's it, folks. So long for now.